Voice of the Iranian now.
Coalition warship 7-3, this is Iranian Navy patrol boat, Tanchang 1-1, how do you copy?
This is Coalition warship 7-3, I read you loud and clear, over.
Coalition warship 7-3, this is Iranian...
That was the Iranian version. Now, what do you understand the US one?
What was released on Monday by the Pentagon was a recording that they say was made at the time of this close encounter on Sunday, where you hear a totally different voice in, frankly, what is not an Iranian accent. I've been to Iran several times. It's not an Iranian accent saying, "I am coming to you, we will explode in a few minutes." I mean, it sounds like something out of Doctor Who, frankly. I mean, it's, you know, I mean, I wouldn't be entirely surprised if it wasn't some idiot joking around with a transmitter on land. I mean, it honestly sounds like somebody taking the mick. I mean, I'm not trying to dumb this down, this whole thing, but, you know, and at the same time, I'm not suggesting the Americans have fabricated it. They may well have received that transmission on the same frequency at the same time. And what the US Navy said to me today was that we don't rule that out, that that transmission could have come from another ship in the region. It's a very busy, congested waterway. It takes 2 hours for their warships to pass through the Strait of Hormuz from the Arabian Sea and the Gulf of Oman into the Gulf. Well, they also said, incidentally, that this was not the first time the Iranians had challenged them on that passage through. Yeah. They said they'd had several challenges, or queries, they put it, from other ships, including Iranian ships. So Iran's version, which they're saying we needed to know who these people were, doesn't stand up according to the US Navy, because they're saying they already knew who we were. So it is murky, but I think that's the only explanation, because I don't, you know, it's clearly not the same guy making that threat.
It's fascinating, Frank. We've probably got a long way to go there. Thanks very much indeed.
Now to the continuing war of words being waged between the US and Iran over what exactly happened in the Persian Gulf last weekend. America released a video claiming its Navy vessels had been threatened by Iranian boats in the Straits of Hormuz, and today the US lodged a formal diplomatic protest. But doubt's been cast on whether the threats actually came from an Iranian vessel. And today, Iran produced its own video to counter the American account. Our security correspondent, Frank Gardner, has been taking a closer look at the footage.
The US Fifth Fleet through Iranian eyes. This is the video Iran has released, showing their version of Sunday's incident in the Strait of Hormuz. It shows a calm, routine procedure. Iranian sailors querying US ships passing near their coastline.
Coalition warship 7-3, this is Iranian Navy patrol boat, Tanchang 1-1, how do you copy?
This is Coalition warship 7-3, I read you loud and clear, over.
But what the Iranian video doesn't show is the apparently aggressive behavior of their speedboats in this video, released earlier by the Pentagon. It shows the Iranian speedboats getting dangerously close to US warships. The US Navy says it took them 2 hours to pass through the strait, and they'd already been challenged by Iran several times before this close encounter. This incident in the Gulf is clearly being spun by both sides to make the other look like the aggressor. In the end, though, it comes down to this. Iran sees the Gulf as a Persian lake, and it wants the US Navy out. The Pentagon sees Iran as a threat to shipping, to oil supplies, and to its Gulf Arab allies. But what about that apparent threat to blow up the US warships?
I am coming to you. We will explode the bomb.
The words on the Pentagon's tape, but that's not the same voice as the Iranian radio operator we heard earlier. Let's listen to him again.
Request side number, Hilo operating...
This evening, the US Navy told the BBC the voice threatening to blow up the US warships may not have come from the Iranian patrol boats. It may, they say, have come from another ship, or even from a transmitter on shore. So it remains an enigma. Frank Gardner, BBC News.